The numbers are in a few months after planners opened the first stretch of the new MoPac express lanes. Your rush hour commute has been cut by more than half.
What was once a 19-minute drive from 2222 to Palmer Lane now takes fewer than 7 minutes in the main lanes, but that is before the entire length of the project has opened. So can planners keep that travel time down?
KXAN investigator Robert Maxwell takes an in-depth look at what's to come on MoPac over the next 20 years.
On a good day, it'll take me like 30 minutes to get home, and I live like, I don't know, 4 or 5 exits away. So.
And on a bad day?
Oh God, I don't like the bad days. I try to find an alternate route that's not on MoPac.
Amy Olivares is like thousands of Central Texas commuters, desperate to avoid wading into a river of brake lights after a long day at work or school. Yet she's hesitant to try out the new express lane.
I have not tried it. I've seen it though, and I've seen cars whiz by it, and I think about it, and I'm like, I just keep to my own routine.
That routine is changing, though, for more and more drivers.
People are getting used to it as we're getting used to it as well.
From a small office in Cedar Park, workers with the Central Texas Regional Mobility Authority say the goal is to not let drivers' speeds in that lane fall below 45 miles an hour.
We want to keep the lane clear and good travel times. So we're at maximum we could put about 1,700 cars in there, and we've been averaging in the peak afternoon period about 1,000 cars an hour.
CTRMA's executive director says if the express lanes were not built, in 20 years, trips along North MoPac would take as long as 60 minutes to travel the 11 miles from Cesar Chavez Street to Palmer Lane.
Oh my God. No, that's awful. That sounds absolutely awful.
It gets better, though, when you add express lanes, according to a CTRMA study. By 2035, what would have been an hour-long drive in the main lanes will drop to a 44-minute drive. And that lane is already getting popular, too. During weekdays in the first month alone, CTRMA calculated more than 22,000 drivers used the completed portion of the new MoPac Express. The CTRMA's Mike Helligenstein says Austin's weary drivers were clearly ready for a new idea.
MoPac is a different type of facility in that somebody could have built another lane there, and within 6 months it would have been just like it is today. It would have been congested because there's no way to manage that and no way to dynamically operate that from a toll pricing standpoint.
As traffic picks up, the price on the toll on the express lane does too. So far, the average toll is 53 cents. The most anyone's been charged is 75 cents after a collision November 1st blocked the main lanes. That forced drivers into the toll lane. At some point, though, as traffic volume continues to rise in the years ahead, the express toll rate is expected to rise way beyond $1, maybe up to $4 for a one-way trip, although no ceiling has been set. Amy Olivares already has a limit in mind.
What's your tolerance level? $2? $5?
Probably like $5.50. I think that's okay. Maybe $8. I think up at East Coast it's like $8.
So we have to take on a big city attitude. Guess what we're going to pay to drive?
I think so. Unfortunately, yes.
I'm not ready for you.
I don't think anybody is. No.
Critics and transportation watchers like County Judge Sarah Eckhart have historically lobbied for alternatives to what she has called a toll tax. But here is the feel-good takeaway. The MoPac express lanes are expected to generate some big cash for our region. $230 million by the year 2038, perhaps a little sooner. It's cash that can all be used for future road expansion projects right here in Central Texas, both tolled projects and non-tolled. In Austin, I'm Robert Maxwell. KXAN investigates.
Thanks, Robert. And we've learned a bid to save money might be the reason you're waiting so long for that express lane construction to end. In an email uncovered by KXAN News, the CTRMA executive director wrote in recent months to the project contractor saying it is abundantly clear the company grossly underbid the project, leading to extreme problems. Online now, we investigate the lessons learned from the MoPac project and what's happening to prevent similar problems with future projects. It's in the investigative section of KXAN.com.